Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to be looking at the McFarlane DC Multiverse Batman from Earth 32, Batman the Dawnbreaker. This is sort of a Green Lantern and Batman hybrid. On Earth 32, Bruce Wayne had a similar origin as our prime Bruce Wayne. His parents were killed. He ended up getting the power ring and went to kill Joe Chill, but the ring would not allow him to do so. So he ended up merging the ring with his soul, and his corrupt willpower sort of converted the ring and allowed him to use it as he pleased. He ended up going rogue, killing all the villains, and eventually joined the Man Who Laughs and the Dark Knight Metal team. Now this figure here was a Walmart exclusive. I pre-ordered these figures at Walmart.com back the first day, almost 6 months ago. And Walmart sucks so bad they couldn't even fill my pre-order before their exclusive time ended. Ended up finding these figures at GameStop.com, ordered them, got them shipped, and canceled them at Walmart.com. Always happen to cancel an order from Walmart as they are one of the worst people to buy toys from. So let's go ahead and check out the packaging here. As you can see at the top, 22 moving parts, McFarlane Toys, got the Spawn logo there, ages 12 plus, DC Multiverse, Batman from Earth 32. One side, Batman Earth 32, Dark Knight's Metal. Other side, Batman from Earth 32. He is typically known as the Dawnbreaker. At the bottom, there is a barcode in case that helps anybody, as well as a bunch of credits. Then at the back, here he is with all of his power behind him, as well as a bunch of other DC Multiverse figures you should track down. So with no further ado, let's open him up. And I did end up getting two of these figures, one of which to open and enjoy, the other one to keep unopened in my complete 6 and 7 inch Batman related unopened action figure collection. And here's this figure taking his rightful place with my other unopened Batman related figures in front of my Batman related comics. All the other multiverse figures, Batman and related. Alright, now that we got this figure out of the package, here he is with all of his accessories laid out. He does come with a collector's card, a flight stand, and then a bat construct. Pretty cool having a Green Lantern Batman hybrid making some bat creatures with his energy. But before we look at the accessories, let's check out the actual figure. So here he is, the Dawnbreaker. First thing I notice, really cool logo on his chest with the Green Lantern symbol on top of the bat symbol. Then you got his face. The skin tone is very zombie-ish, very gray and dark. Got these green shades on. His cowl looks pretty cool. The ears are long. I like that. He's got these sort of wires coming off his head. First thing I thought was, is he going to be able to move with those? He can still move pretty nicely. Not too bad there. And I actually like the way it looks when he goes up and down. The whole thing kind of moves. Going further down, a lot of armor on there. He's got double jointed elbows, double jointed knees. Looks like double joints in his torso, and I know he has a butterfly joint under there. Overall looking pretty cool. This is what you would expect from a Batman and Green Lantern hybrid, thus continuing to complete the Dark Knight's Metal team. Now let's check out his accessories, and let's start off with the boring stuff. His collector's card here, you can see the Dawnbreaker, just from the books. Batman from Earth -32. On the back, there is a bio and description of him. If you want to read it, pause now. Now let's check out his flight stand. This thing comes in two pieces, but when you put it together, it's going to end up looking like this. It's got a transparent circular base with the DC logo on it. It's got this sort of base coming up top, and then it's got this sort of claw for articulation. It's hinged, it cannot rotate, and the clamp can open up to hold your figure in place. And here's an example of it holding him in midair. Does a nice job supporting the figure. Now let's check out his bat construct. It's semi-transparent. Here's a few different bats made of Green Lantern energy, sheer willpower. They look pretty cool and pretty mean and angry. Looks like it's going to wrap around his hand. Here he is, getting ready to use his power ring. As you can see, it's sculpted nicely on the front there. Here he is with the construct attached. Wraps around his arm like so. Here he is, sending out some fierce bats to bite somebody and maybe give them rabies. Here he is holding the large gun construct that came with the McFarlane John Stewart from Justice League. Just another option for this figure. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his accessories, now let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, sitting at about 7.1 inches tall, which is going to translate to about 18 centimeters. And if you go to the top of the ears, about 7.25 inches tall. Now let's check out his articulation. Starting with his head here, it can rotate from side to side. You're going to get it to go about that far before you stretch the cord as far as it can go. You can look up and down about that far. Not too bad there. Shoulders on a ball joint. Then go out more than 90 degrees. Up, down, around, all that good stuff. He does have a butterfly joint here between his shoulder and chest. Allows it to go up and down, forward and back, increasing the range of motion there. It's got a bicep cut below that. Double jointed elbows below that. His wrist is a ball. Can rotate around, and it's going to be hinged as well. It's got a ball joint in the middle of his torso. Can rotate around, go forward and back quite a bit. He's got another one down here. Can do a lot less. Can barely rotate. Can go forward and back just a little bit. He does have pretty good range of motion in his torso, though. Legs go out about this far. Not a ball joint, but a similar type concept. They can swivel at the top a little bit. They can go forward about that far. Back about that far. It's got double jointed knees below that. Then his ankle here, there's a ball in there. Go forward and back. It can tilt and rotate very nicely. And it has toe articulation. Here he is in the streets of Gotham with the Green Lantern Corps working with Batman to take him down. Now, let's check him out compared with some other action figures. Starting off with some other McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here he is next to the rest of his wave of Dark Knight's metal figures. Add in the Man Who Laughs from Wave 1, and you've got even more of the team assembled. And here he is next to all the different Bruce Wayne figures McFarlane has made so far. And of course, there's more on the way. And here he is in front of the entire McFarlane DC Multiverse collection. I've got a total of 32 figures and one vehicle, and there's still more to come before the year ends. And here's more of an aerial shot looking at the entire collection. And this is not the first time they've made a Lantern-style Batman. This is a Mattel DC Universe Classics Sinestro Corps Yellow Lantern Batman. And here he is, next to all the Yellow Lantern Sinestro Corps figures that I have. And now, let's check him out next to some Green Lantern figures. Here are a couple of NECA Green Lantern figures that I have. These are probably the nicest Green Lantern figures that I'm aware of. And here he is, next to my DC Direct and DC Collectibles Green Lantern figures. Then, next to all my Mattel Green Lantern figures. And of course, let's not forget McFarlane's John Stewart from Justice League Unlimited. And now, let's check him out with some action figures from different various companies to see how he fits in both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix him with. We'll focus some of our comparisons with Batman figures whenever possible. Here he is with some of his McFarlane brothers. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines, all from McFarlane Toys, all 7-inch scale. And here he is next to some DST or Diamond Select toys. Then here next to some DC Direct and DC Collectibles Batman figures. And here with some NECA Batman figures. Then with some Mattel wrestling figures. And here he is with some Mezco 1/12 cloth soft goods Batman figures. Then next to some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse Batman figures. And with some Mafex Batman figures. Then with some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And here he is with some SH Figure Arts Batman figures. And finally, here he is next to some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. So overall, this is a very nice figure. It's a cool idea, having a Batman and Green Lantern hybrid. They did an Elseworld story back in 1994, but that was a hero. This Dawnbreaker here is a villain. I like the figure quite a bit. I think the sculpt and the armor is very impressive, all the detail on there. His articulation is not impeded by those cords on his head, and I like that a lot. His accessory is pretty cool as well. His paint job, I don't see really any problems with it. I don't like this guy as much as Devastator or Grim Knight, and that's what I expected. Those guys are just so cool. And this guy's cool as well. I'm going to overall give him a rating of 7 out of 10. A strong release, getting closer to completing the Dark Knight's Metal team. Cannot wait for Merciless and then Drowned. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add it in the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Keep an eye out for the rest of the new McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. I'll have reviews out very soon. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.